Okay, it's Meg here. I'm doing a quick update vlog on the Black Widow Galant VR4. So I still have a number of videos that I still got to get online, but yeah, a lot of videos actually. I was looking at my trunk. I just got done installing the catback exhaust, but I still have to. I went to the muffler shop to have them move the tip back. It actually looks good from here. But they line the tip up with the bumper edge almost a little bit, which is, I don't know, it's okay. But the way it was before is it was lined up with the trunk actually, so it should actually go back here quite. It's like it's got to go back like 5 inches or something. It looks okay. It looks okay until you look under it, you know, and then you see this big old honking pipe sticking out. It doesn't look good, in my opinion. Anyway, that's beside the point. So I finally got rid of that that Dynamax muffler, the Super Turbo muffler. It was taking up all the space under the strut bar, which is okay, I guess. But yeah, I just didn't like seeing parts in there. So when I started working on the Galant, when I took ownership of this car, oh so long. I think I've had this car almost 3 years now. Yeah, almost, because I smogged it once. And I think we're gonna smog. I think we're on the fourth year of ownership on this car. Mine has time gone by, and like so much stuff has happened. But lately there hasn't been a lot of stuff happen. But I'm starting to. It's getting warmer again, and I'm just trying to get projects done. So we're gonna try to finish this. There's only a couple more things left to do, and then I'll say like, hey, that's it. I don't really want to do anymore. Except unless I want to put air conditioning back in the car. Oh, it just sucks driving this car without air conditioning, especially on a day like today. It's not even that hot, and it's just like, you know, I gotta drive with the windows down all the time. But yeah, so yeah, I've had this car about 4 years. It's May 2019 when I'm shooting this video, so I just wanted to give a little update on the state of this car. So yeah. It's been a lot of fun. When I first got the car, the timing belt snapped, so it has a new head and timing belt and all that components, so I don't have to worry about that. And it's been running great. I haven't had any problems with it. I think the last thing I did before the muffler was we installed the 4-bolt rear end on this car, and that's doing okay. It still makes that knocking sound when it slows down. I went to the muffler shop and I checked the drive shaft to see if it was loose or anything. It looked fine. I think it may be the drive shaft. I think the drive shaft needs to be balanced, you know, and I don't really know how to do that. I know it's like you can take it to a shop and they'll like spin it, and then they'll add weights to the drive shaft. But it didn't do that before, so I don't understand why I would do it now. It's probably I just installed it a different way, you know, or maybe it has to do with the rear end or something. But I've been driving the car and it's been okay. I get a little clunk in the back. I don't know, some things must be loose back there, but it drives great. The car has been raised up. I have verified that it is still lower than a stock Galant VR4. At least I think it is. I actually got to meet a guy that had the exact same car. Literally, the paint was the same too. Paint and the year, everything. Like our cars were like twins, pretty much. And he had Evo shocks on his car, and he said like it was a lot better than stock because they're like thicker. But yeah, I don't know if putting the Evo shocks on your car makes it taller or anything, but I compared my car to his car, and my car is lower. Actually, I compared my car to a Evo 9 also, and my car is still lower than the Evo 9. So yeah, it's pretty low, but it's great driving it. Raising it up was definitely a good idea, because like the front was scraping all the time. When you go into the corner really hard, it'll scrape here on the fender. Doesn't do that anymore. It still does scrape when you turn the steering wheel full lock, because the wheels are just monstrous, you know. I haven't had to change the tires yet since I got the car. I haven't really driven the car a whole much. I really went to mod last year. Maybe we'll go to mod this year. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, hopefully they'll have something cool like a new Evo or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was just looking at my trunk, and there's like not a lot of stuff left in here. Before, when I started working on this car, this trunk was full of parts. So now, not so many parts. So I got rid of that big honking muffler. I'm just cleaning up the trunk. So this used to be where the tip used to be, but the tip is right there now. So I'm going to take that out of there. And then, so the last couple things to install. So, I was riding it. I was driving it just now, and with the new muffler installed, and it's hitting like, it's like in between like stoichiometric and rich. So it's actually like probably right where you want it. It's probably like 10.5 is what I'm thinking, but there's no ratio calculation on my air fuel ratio gauge. It just kind of just tells you, and plus it's a narrow band gauge. You're not supposed to use that for wideband tuning, not wideband. You're not supposed to use that for wide open throttle tuning. It's not that accurate, but it's telling me it's like almost stoichiometric, like it's a little bit rich. So that's actually right where you want it. But I'd imagine like on a cold day, when we were boosting a little extra, we're boosting like 13, 14 right now. You will probably run lean. That's what I'm thinking. We're probably running 100% duty cycle right now, and it's just barely keeping up. It needs more fuel. I think it needs a little more fuel, because before it used to just go full green, and now it's just like it's struggling to stay in the rich zone. So we're gonna need to install new injectors. So I do have the 190 pump on this installed. Yeah, so I'm just kind of cleaning up the trunk here, see what other stuff. So we have to install. So we got the AEM UEGO gauge. This is the box for it, but the gauge is actually in the gauge cup right here. It's AEM. It's the one on the left. So we got to get that hooked up. We definitely have to get that hooked up. I was thinking like, we're gonna sell the car. I don't really want to install it now, but I was like, just fuck it, just install it. It's not that hard, man. I've installed it on the Eclipse before, so we will install that. It's like having an upgraded O2 sensor too. It's more accurate. So we'll go. I will have an install vlog on that. So check that out if you want to know how to install a AEM UEGO wideband system and emulate your stock narrowband O2 sensor. Nowadays, like cars have like wideband sensors, you know. And then the next thing to do after that is give the car more fuel, and that's what I had this for. These are some chips that I had burnt. I did sell my DSM link recently. I bought a DSM link for this car. I decided not to use it. I decided we're just gonna go with like a basic setup and just not do anything else. So what I was planning to run is Evo, was it Evo 9 or Evo 8 injectors? Evo injectors, basically, like the 690 cc or 666. I forgot. It's 590. Yeah, it's 590 cc. I don't know what I'm running stock injectors right now. So basically the fuel system on this car is 190, I think it's liter per hour fuel pump. It's a Walbro. I don't hear it. It's actually not that. I haven't noticed that. Usually there's a little bit loud. On the Eclipse it's loud. You can hear it, but this one you can't. But hopefully it's a good pump. Yeah, so we got an upgraded fuel pump, and that's about it for the fuel. There's nothing else. There's nothing else on the fuel side. And I bet you if we put the open intake, it'll probably go run super lean. I think this is the O2 sensor, so yeah, gonna install that O2 sensor and hook it up to the gauge and everything. So it's gonna be a lot of wiring work. I hate doing wiring work, but probably can get it done in the afternoon. I'm probably gonna try to knock it out next week. And then we gotta install these chips and the injectors. Where's the injectors though? That's a good question. Yeah, there's supposed to be some injectors in here somewhere, but I have some Evo injectors from the Eclipse. I used to have them in that Eclipse, and then I were just gonna put in this car. Hey, well, I was like, well, what a fitting upgrade to put Evo injectors in the Evo 0, right? Right. So basically, this car is like an Evo 3 now, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much like an Evo 3. It's pretty much got the same specs. It's got a small 16G. So boost response is really good. I just drove it. today, and when it's cool, it boosts really fast, man. Like it'll just boom, like 3,000 RPM, it'll be full boost already. So I really like the boost response of the small 16G. That's my favorite Mitsubishi turbo. Yeah, it's got a good punch, and it's got a good response, you know. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. In my opinion, it's the best turbo you can buy for this car. Like if you're just gonna wanted a nice street car, if you're gonna go for big power, then you probably want to go for Evo 3. Yeah, so that's it. That's all that's left. So injectors, I think it might be in here actually. It's fuel cap, all these little covers for the shock. I wonder if I have to put those back on. And I have there's a ground strap in here. Oh, there's an exhaust gasket. This was, oh yeah. So the reason I bought these exhaust gaskets. Oh, okay. So these are some of the old. These are from the downpipe when we did the downpipe install. One of the reasons we installed the muffler is so because where the muffler flange is, where it connects to the catback piping, it was like totally rusted, and one of the bolts are missing, and I think it was leaking from the gasket. I think, but there's like. Yeah, I was like, man, this exhaust system is totally messed up. Just buy a new one. Forget it. Don't bother working on that shit. So yeah, that's it. So I'm just kind of going over the trunk and seeing what things we need to install. But I do not see the injectors in here. I will look for them. I think I have them inside my room or something. So it's all I really got to install left is the AEM UEGO air fuel ratio meter, and fuel injectors, and then install the chip in the ECU to run the injectors, and then that's it. And then we got all our fuel stuff together because we got the fuel pump. We should be good to I don't know, boost around 15 or something, 15, 16, maybe 20. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so we're just gonna have to look at the wideband when we're driving, and then figure out like when it starts to become lean, you know, and then back off on the boost a little bit, so it'll be reliable, you know, and then the car will be tuned. Won't be. I don't think it'll be like super duper fast, but it should be fun to drive. And right now it's fun to drive, but it's like you're kind of driving, you're wondering like, yeah, or are we overrunning the injectors? I'm pretty sure we are, you know. We are, but it's not super bad. Like it's not running lean. So, and yeah, so the car will be safe and fun to drive. Yeah, I don't like the suspension on this car. It beats me up driving it. It's such a luxurious car, but the ride is like shit because of it. But it handles good. Yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with this car in the last 4 years. The plan was to sell it at the end of this year, so I don't know. We'll see how I like it, and then I got to start working on my Eclipse again. So I've decided I think I just would rather keep the Eclipse. If I have to choose between the two cars, I would just keep the Eclipse. But then I'm looking at this car. This is a project car that's like pretty much almost done. Like I don't really have to do anything else to it. I've installed all the parts that I want to install on it, you know, and it runs good, and it doesn't have any little gremlin problems, electrical gremlins like the Eclipse, you know. So yeah, and it's a really nice car. Mitsubishi built them different back in the days, you know, like all manufacturers built them different back in the days. But Mitsubishi, you know, it's really nice car. The gas mileage sucks on this car. I'm not really happy with it. I think I'm averaging around 18 or like 19 or something. I think if I do a lot of freeway, not going too fast, we can do like probably do 20s, like maybe 23 or 24, where the Eclipse will be like, you know, the Eclipse will do 23 average and at 30 if you're just driving on the freeway. So I think that has to do with the gearing on this car and like how, you know, the ECU is like older and stuff. But hopefully I heard that if you tune your car, it actually saves more gas because it runs leaner than stock settings. So that is my thought. When we actually get the chip installed, it will actually run better. It'll run leaner, and you Won't eat up as much gas. It'll be more efficient. So hopefully, without blowing the engine up. So right now, the car is pretty safe to drive. So if anything, I should turn the boost down just a tad, but I think it's fine where it is. All right, so yeah, this is a little update on the Black Widow Galant VR4. I'd say we're about 80% there. We're about 80% there, where we are with the Black Widow Galant VR4 project. And then I don't really want to do anything else other than maybe just try to make the car look pretty, because the paint is in bad shape, man. I was looking at some old pictures of this car, and the car was actually pretty nice when I got it, but like, I don't know, over time, it just, like, the paint is just gone to crap, There's scratches all over it, and yeah, this paint scratches so easily. It's not very good paint. And the clear coat is all stripping off and stuff, so it's gonna be a flat black car soon. So I think it would need like it would need a paint job, like everything would need to be repainted. So it's kind of suck, but it would be nice to get a carbon fiber hood or fiberglass hood or something to lighten the front up. This car could stand to lose weight. That's one of the drawbacks of the Galant VR4 is it's heavier. It's heavier than an Eclipse, and you can and the biggest way to notice that is the brakes. These have the same brakes that are on that Eclipse, pretty much, and it just brakes crappy. I mean, I wouldn't say it's crappy. It brakes okay. It's nothing to write home about. On the Eclipse, it brakes excellent on the Eclipse. So I pretty much have the same brake setup on these two cars, and I noticed these brakes are not as good as the ones on the Eclipse. So, and they're pretty much the same setup. It's it's just because I think the weight of the car. The Galant VR4 is it's heavy. It's got 2 extra doors, and it's bigger, wider. It's got all-wheel drivetrain to carry around. The Eclipse GST is just so light compared to this. It's a featherweight. So even then, back in the days, it was considered a heavy car, but now it's not. I haven't really found any modern sports cars out there that feel as light as the Eclipse with that kind of power. They just don't make them like that anymore. All the cars are big and heavy now. So yeah, so that's the state of the Black Widow Galant VR4 as of May 2019. We're getting there. We just got to install the last couple things, and then I don't know, man. Just try to maintain the car. I really like it. I really like the way everything has turned out. The car had so many problems. It seemed like every time I was driving it, something would break on it, and I had to replace it, like the seat belts, stuff like that. And there's a common problem where when I hit a bump really hard, the wiper, it goes down. It goes down to one or 2 settings. Today I got it down to 2 settings. That's quite an achievement. because the stock it activates when it goes down. So it'll go down, and the stock is pretty meaty too. So it would be nice if it was the opposite. Then you don't have to worry about that problem. I'm sure if you had stock suspension in your Galant VR4, it would not do that. So yeah. All right, so there we go. That is the state of the Black Widow Galant VR4 as of May 2019. It's been a fun project. I like it, but I don't know if we're gonna keep it. But I've been enjoying working on it now since it's kind of reliable now. All right, here's we go.